How's it going, everyone? I'm Dylan, and this is my persuasive speech. Okay, so the panda species is on the verge of dying out right now. The pandas are running out of the habitat as well as having a hard time adjusting to the wild from captivity because the habitat is running out, the resources are running low, and things like that. And we are spending millions of dollars on the species, and that is a species that does not have a promising end. Okay, so the panda is a species of a bear, and I'm sure you know that all bears eat meat. They're carnivores. So the panda who once was a meat eater, it has changed its diet, so now it's a herbivore. So this diet works for some animals, but it's not meant for pandas, obviously, because they're bears. The meat they should be eating is extremely more nutritious, has more protein, more energy, things like that, than the bamboo that they eat now. So the panda should only eat a few meals a day to provide the energy they need. So they're not getting enough energy from just the bamboo. On this vegetarian diet of just bamboo, they have to consume it all day just to get enough energy to survive, basically. And they eat a crazy amount. It's 40 pounds of bamboo a day. They just sit there and eat all day. They are not getting all the nutrition they need, so they're like really lazy. They just lay around, and it's actually impressive. The laziness they have is impressive. They are so lazy that they are disinclined to mate. You think they'd be excited about this, but they don't even want to. Workers at zoos have tried many things. They give them Viagra, and they actually have the pandas watch videos of other bears procreating. So the pandas will get the idea of how to do it because they forgot, because they just don't do it anymore. And zoos actually have to artificially inseminate them because they're just so lazy they don't even want to do it anymore. And it's hard to introduce an animal into the wild if it doesn't even have the will to carry on a population. It doesn't want to reproduce. So, so yeah, that's a very strange thing that an animal won't do that. And the panda's habitat is also it's declining because of human activity. Okay, so there's a restricted range that they can survive in that to begin with, and they live near China, and the Chinese population is growing by a rapid amount, and so it's making their habitat smaller. And the wild pandas, the ones that do breed, because there's so few of them, they tend to inbreed. Now, inbreeding can lead to a lot of bad things. It makes them very susceptible to diseases. So if one of them gets sick, the whole, a bunch of them just get wiped out. And also to like birth defects and things of that nature. And so in the wild, it's survival of the fittest. The strong survive. So extinction is a very much part of life on Earth, as we know. So especially right now, because how us as humans are affecting the habitat on Earth. I think the time of the pandas has run out. So I think they're protecting this species that is almost doomed because they just have everything, all the odds are going against them. So according to National Geographic, Canada spent $10 million renting the pandas from China. And they're cutting government spending in other places. So these places are like, the money can go to human beings, but no, we're cutting them from animals. So, okay, so American zoos typically pay the Chinese government $1 million annually for one panda. And they have a cub, that's another 600,000. So the cost just keeps adding up because they also have to take care of them, which consists of supplying them with a habitat, supplying food, which, as I already mentioned, is an enormous amount of bamboo, 40 pounds a day. So the countries pay extreme amounts for these animals. I mean, millions. And it's weird because these countries also have millions of people in extreme poverty. So I think the money is going to waste. It could be spent, improving human beings' lives. But instead we're spending it on an animal. And I know we want to preserve all of God's creatures, and we don't want any animals to go extinct. But I just think that human beings are a little bit higher up on that, like the hierarchy. You know what I mean? So it's being spent on a hopeless species, and it's just like prolonging the inevitable. Pandas had a good run for 3 million years. I think it's time to step back and let nature take its course. The money can be spent on our people of the world that are suffering. And like I said, we want to preserve all of God's creatures, but I believe that human beings, they take precedence over the panda. So that's my thought on my persuasive speech. Thank you.